Greetings, gamers! Welcome to part number 56 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 9, Path of Radiance. And doesn't Headwind just remind you of Geb in Fire Emblem 7? Just a little bit. Those who know will know. Him, Oliver, and Geb, they all share some very similar traits. Alright, so this chapter is, I'd say, like halfway complete at this moment. I do have somebody who's halfway dead. Items, equip. So yes, I'm about to show off the fact that Nazir loses quite a lot of statistics from his transformation upon using that demi-band. So he was about to untransform, so this was just better. He minuses 5 to strength. This is so abysmal because he's already incredibly lackluster being a one-range unit. His might of his weapon is terrible, and he's getting a -5 from Demi-Band. I get it, that there has to be some kind of quote-unquote balancing factor in this game. I completely get it, but I still don't really like it. Yeah, Tyronio is doing impressive amounts of damage right now with that good old spear and his resolve. I'm going to be setting up a good old chant for Rayson. This should be pretty decent. Of course, I have quite a lot of people to heal. Devdan and Shinon. I don't have to necessarily heal them both with Mist, because I do have other units. In fact, Shinon will be healed up by Tormod. Perfect. Now, being careful with Rayson is pretty much my #1 priority right now, but I also have to move pretty much as quickly as I possibly can to get this chapter done in a relatively quick amount of time. I need to keep his range in mind. Brave Bow. Why would I put you right here? I halfway wish that I had not necessarily... Alright, I'm going to take that pure water, actually. I halfway wish that I had not necessarily gotten rid of all of my vulneraries. And I say this now because of the fact that it would make for a great way to give Tyronio a little bit more HP without necessarily giving him all his HP. It helps for resolve. I actually think that's the one and only good use of this game's version of vulneraries, is that you literally have what is effectively a means to keep yourself in resolve range while still healing, which is, I think, very important. Okay, what I also think is very important is keeping Rayson surrounded right now, so I'm going to do just that. Yeah, I don't think I really need to heal anyone right at this moment, but that is going to be the end of my turn. With that, I'm going to see how the rest of this turn follows. I do not think that Nazir is within the... Well, actually, he is within the range of Headwind. Not all that great. I don't think he's going to do very much damage to Nazir, but it's going to be sizable. Considering that he's also going to be hit by the dragon, this might be a bad turn for him. Now, this could have been a really bad turn for Rayson. Okay. This is fine. If Shinon is also in the range of Headwind, he might be the one who takes on the bolting, but depending on how much damage Headwind does, that might actually be a very bad thing, not a good thing. Yeah, he's within the range.
This is not good. They're closing in. There are not enough fair ones. Someone, anyone, help! Go find Master Izuka at once.
And he missed. Nice. Perfect and even. What's going to be great about this turn is as long as that dragon does move, I'm not entirely sure if he does, but as long as he does move, I might be able to just go and defeat Headwind this turn. I might even be able to seize this turn. Actually, I'm really thinking that that's going to be a possibility here. That would be nice. That would be nice, because that means I'd be one step closer to the good old finish of Path of Radiance. Okay, well, he didn't move, A, and B, even if he had moved, there were going to be 3 tigers reinforcing, so my plans are kind of a little bit shot. What I could do, though, is get ready for a really good dance. Alright, nice. Yeah, this is still going to be like a turn or two, and I'm done anyway, so not the biggest of deals. 19... Oh! Wow, Geronio, very nice. This is the strength of Resolve. That dragon had far and away more defense than pretty much anything I have faced up to this point. But having a unit with 39 strength is a little bit insane. I kind of wish that... Alright. You guys need to be defeated. I kind of wish that more of your units were capable of fighting the final boss, because somebody like Geronio using Resolve would be a great way to deal with him. Unluckily for me, that's not how things go in this game. Yep, I'll heal up Shinon. Doesn't really particularly need it, but better to be safe than sorry. After all, I have already reset this chapter once. Not exactly great. Yeah, so one of the reasons why I find the Dragon Tribe Legues to be not so great is because of how much they are significantly nerfed by that Demiband. And it's unfortunate, to say the least. That was a fantastic level for Shinon, but he did not get probably the most important stat that he needs at this current time, which is Strength. Considering that he has near like a 70% plus in strength growth, it's kind of insane that he misses that at times. Alright, DevDan. Show your worth, your value. I don't think I'm going to be able to reach that bishop to the left with Har, but that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Alright, so I'm definitely going to be able to seize this turn. And yes, I can reach you. Nice. You are going to be defeated, especially because you're not even allowed to attack. Guard is a fantastic skill. It's one of my favorite additions to the skill set list in this game. Alright, you four can now move yet again. This is why this is going to be a seize this turn, which is nice. I find this to be quite great. In fact, I don't even need particularly to use any of my units that I have, well, chanted for. Good job, Tormod. He is about to get his best Thunder Tome. And don't you worry, I'm going to be using it. With that being said, though, it is time to put animations back on and go and fight the boss. I'm going to be one-shotting him, and unfortunately for him, he doesn't have the ability to attack me back.
Reinforcements at last. No. Wait a moment. Could that be? Master Zuka, call him.
If you have not noticed, I've KO'd most of the recent bosses with Tyronio because they all have special statements made towards him because he's a traitor. I don't think any of this is pertinent because both of them have max levels. Ike does as well, which is nice. He only got 1 HP and 1 defense upon receiving that level up, so you didn't miss anything great. Ike, any sign of her? No, I don't see her anywhere.
Leon, where have you gone?
Hello, everyone. Are you having some sort of problem?
Nisala.
Oh, King Kilvis. How nice.
I believe I have what you seek right here. Leanne, you're safe.
You rescued her?
Listen, and listen good. I don't want there to be any misunderstandings here. It was Tiban. He forced me to do this. It wasn't any sense of clarity, or charity, or anything. It was a sort of payment for the debt I had incurred. I knew choosing you would pay off. Excellently done. Flatter me all you like, Hawk King. You'll get nothing in return. As promised, the Duke Tanas account has been completely settled. Yes, as agreed. Well, then I take my leave of you. There's no need to rush off, is there? Since you've come all this way, why not stay and help us with King Dayan? What a splendid idea. What? Enough of your nonsense. I prefer to keep my life intact, thank you. Listen to me, Leanne. I have no good reason to fight the King of Dayan. No good reason? And what about your fellow Kilvins? King Dayan has taken their natural identity and warped it beyond repair. They left Kilvis of their own accord. How far should my responsibility for them extend? You. I hate to interrupt, but... What is it, Nazir? I have something I want to show you all. Will you please come below? This tower has a basement? We just discovered a hidden staircase. Let's go. What is that smell? It is corruption. It's too dark to see anything. We need light. What? What is this? Oh, by the blanker! What is this? Nazir, answer me! Ran off? Legus. At one time they were Legus. Oh, this is so horrible. I hope Ranoff and the others are all right. They behaved as if nothing had happened, but I could sense they were in pain. The dungeon was the most vile thing I had ever seen. I'm glad you weren't there. Was it that bad? It was barbaric beyond description. There were more Legus corpses than we could count. They had been tortured, twisted, and warped beyond recognition. Why would Ashnard do such things? What could be his purpose here? Ina? The king called powerful Bjork to his cause, but he had to see if they were worthy. He would test them by pitting them against those Legus. Ashnard considers Legus to be tools in service to his own mad ends, nothing more. They are instruments to be used as he sees fit. I heard that he ordered his scholars to perform all kinds of experiments. They used elixirs to drive them mad and keep them locked in their changed states. Their lifespans were much shortened, but for a brief time they became extremely powerful. Thank you for telling us. Thanks to you, we found Leanne. You're free now. You can do whatever you like. I will go to the capital. Please accept me into your army. You don't have to do that. Fighting against your former companions could prove difficult. Take me with you. There is something that I have to do. Please, Master Ike. I ask it of you as well, please. I understand. Let's fight together. Even though she doesn't join your army, unfortunately, you only get one of the Dragon Tribe. General Ike, the army has arrived at the outskirts of Failure. We await your deployment order, sir.
Very well. Tell the men to stand down and await my command.
At last, we face the King of Dayan.
Yes, the war is coming to an end.
It appears so.
Is there something bothering you?
No, of course not. It's nothing like that, but...
But what?
Some of the soldiers are saying that when the war's over, their chances of promotion will dry up.
They want to continue fighting, even though Crimea and Daeun too have suffered so much?
No, that's not what I mean. I apologize. I will go inform the men.
Well, soldiers outside of wartime don't get continued war funds as well as war promotions and other things of that nature. So, for folks who need to feed his family, you would understand it, even if it is grim. The Crimean Royal Palace, located in the center of Melior, is famed for its beautiful gardens where the world seems at peace. But times have changed. Countless battles have raged in these idyllic confines, and a new Dark Lord now sits upon the throne. The palace itself has not suffered. It remains a study in dignity and elegance, yet there is no peace on this day. A grim tension fills the air, engulfing all it touches in deafening silence. Within the heart of the palace sits the author of this war, Ashnard, the King of Daeun. Ike, Supreme Commander of the Crimean Army, and Alencia, Princess of Crimea, have completed their battle preparations.
No, I have not. Hello.
Now they spend a tense morning waiting for the decisive battle that will conclude their year-long odyssey. They wait for the beginning of the end. Endgame: Repatriation. It is time to receive Nazir's report. 14,914 gold was earned through a lot of things I sold. Nazir was the new ally, but MVP was Ike. It's kind of very realistically obvious why Ike is the MVP. After receiving Ragnell, he becomes the best unit you have in this entire game. Now, beforehand, I don't think that about Ike. He is a good character, and he is strong with his growths and his potential, as well as you can give him forges and things like that, but sword wielders are not all that great in this game. In fact, they're not really great in any of the Tellius games or any of the GBA games, and the reason why that is because, large and by far, they have no method to reliably do ranged damage in most cases. And when they're offered that range damage, it's usually something along the lines of magic, and they don't have any special skills or capabilities or whatever like you would find in other games in the franchise. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. That means that Ike does become such a great unit afterwards, though, and the Ragnell is definitely useful. And yes, please excuse yourself, Soren. Goodbye. I have much to do. First and foremost, checking out the info. I brought her, Nazir. I'm sorry, Mist. I knew how much the medallion meant to you, and I stole it nevertheless. No matter the words I used to apologize, I did something unforgivable. I gained your trust and Ike's and betrayed it. Then I compounded my dishonor by fleeing. I am so very sorry.
Thanks for coming back, Nazir. I wanted to see you again, and I'm glad I did. Welcome back.
Ah, Mist, I do not deserve your kindness.
Mist, please allow me to apologize as well. I'm the one who is truly at fault here. What Nazir did, he did for me. I'm sure there's some very important reason for all this, and it's probably still unresolved. I'm honestly quite curious. Plus, I want to help, but I doubt that I can. So I'm going to wait. I've decided I'm going to wait until the two of you can tell me about whatever it is, so you don't need to worry about it anymore, all right?
Thank you, Mist.
Thank you.
And these are all just quaint conversations between the groups.
Har! So tomorrow's the day we take on the capital. I'm ready. Woo! It doesn't matter how hard the fight you're facing might be. I always feel excited the night before.
I'd like to tell you how wrong that is, but I can't. I can't seem to calm my nerves either.
We're going to win, you know. King Daeun won't survive the day.
I wonder.
Are you two on guard duty?
Oh, it's you. Hey, Ike.
You have something you need of the king?
Yeah, will you tell him I'm here?
We will. Wait here. So tomorrow it is. Did you come by to check on our preparations?
You know me too well. You're going to circle the capital and ensure that no airborne enemies escape. That's clear, isn't it?
Yes, I think encircling the capital is a good idea. We'll guard the west and take care of the airborne combat as well. The Phoenicius and Gilvas armies are unbeatable in that regard.
Gilvas is going to help out?
Of course. After what we saw in the dungeons of Gritnea Tower, we all agreed that King Ashnard must pay. Rayson and Leanne helped to sway certain opinions. It was tough, but in the end, we understood what needs to happen. That having been said, the crows are traitorous by nature. If worst comes to worst, it may be just us hawks out there.
That will be enough. At least I know I can rely on you.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't mind a chance to remove Ashnard's head from his shoulders.
It's just like the time I fought the Black Knight. You're being kept away from the main fight. My apologies, Hawk King.
That's all right, but if you find yourself overwhelmed, give me a call. Understood. And as for you, Rayson, I'm sure you're tired of hearing this, but... I know. Be careful, don't die. Don't worry, I won't die. I'm not going to leave Leanne and my father all alone.
Nestling, it appears they are discussing tomorrow's battle. Shouldn't you join them?
No, I think not. It's just Tibarn, after all. He doesn't really want help from Gilvas anyway.
The Hawk King may not care, but Prince Rayson would surely feel that you had betrayed him yet again, Nestling.
What?
Oh, and dear Lady Leanne as well. If you were to flee in the face of the enemy, it would break her heart. Ha! It would be so sad.
Senile old crow. You think if you bring those two into it, I'll do as I've been told and fight? Curse you. And final friend of the hour.
This war has been waged for over a year, but it could all be over midday tomorrow. How do you feel like? Think we'll win?
We'll win.
I knew you'd say that. You don't fool me anymore. But even so, I appreciate your bravado tonight.
Without such courage, it would be impossible to face King Daeon.
Master Gifka, what are you doing here?
The king felt uneasy knowing you were here on your own. I come in his name.
So you're going to fight with us?
That is my purpose. That is, if Lord Ike grants his permission.
Of course. Please, by all means. I want a lion from the great beast tribe to fight on my behalf. The Dane army is large, so we're going to be attacking them from the front and holding the two eastern gates. I'd be very appreciative if you would agree to take command of that front.
If that is your wish, I can but agree.
What's this now? You weren't satisfied with the work I was doing? I mean, I know that I'm no Master Gifka, but please.
Ranoff, I want you to be with me. Is that all right?
Oh, now I see. Sure, that would be fine. Getting to be part of the main pack is the highest of honors.
Yeah, I would sooner throw you and the rest of the Legus away, Ranoff, for Gifka.
Master Gifka?
It's been a long time. How is the king?
He's in good health. The king has given me a message for you two.
A message, not orders?
That's right. He said to be sure you make it home alive. And then he said that your work in the past year has been most satisfactory, and that he's sincerely grateful to you both.
That's such an honor.
We have fought hard, but it wasn't a bother. Ike and the others are good Bjork. We are happy to fight with them. I see.
And yes, I actually think there is no more support worth looking into, and I would be right. Because of that, it is time for me to edit my loadouts, manage my units, fiddle through my convoy and everything else, so on and so forth, for the final time in this playthrough. I will be right back. I am back with one final forge to make in this game, and it is for the good old Turonio. Obviously, I want it to be maxed out. Yes, I would like to change its name, and it shall be called the Endowment. I think that works. Well, if it would work if I was spelling it correctly. And I think a nice old blue for Turonio. He doesn't have a good ranged weapon. The spears were only like 1 in 4 uses left, so I decided that I would make him one. I think that's a perfectly adequate use. Everybody else has been kitted out with everything that I'm going to possibly need for this good old chapter. I sold much of the rest. I still have 30-some thousand left, even though I bought everyone elixirs and pure waters. You don't need to buy physics, even though this is the only chapter in which you can do so. You can buy recovers as well. You don't need to buy physics if you have been competently stealing them, absconding them from enemies, as I have. So there's that. Plus, you have quite a lot of very good weapons. You could buy something for everybody on your team. But unfortunately, no ranged weapons. So if you wanted to make some ranged weapons, well, you know, obviously except for the bows, but if you wanted to make some 1-2 ranged weapons for your axes, lances, or swords, you would have to buy them in previous chapters, as I did, or forge one. And because this game only has one forge per chapter, you have to be kind of careful on what you do concerning that.
Princess, it's time.
It's right there. I can see the capital. Father, mother, my lord, uncle. Your Alencia has returned. Our soldiers are in formation and awaiting your word, princess. For good or ill, this will be our final battle. Before they march, would you speak to them? What? You want me to speak to address the troops?
This fight will determine if Ashnard falls, and if we can all return to our beloved homeland. Today, princess, we risk it all. Giving men the courage to fight is the duty of a leader.
I don't know how well I'll do, but I will try. Hear me, brave fighting men of Crimea. Much have you lost in service to your land. Hear me, beloved friends of the Legus. You too have given all for our fair cause. Hear me, my trusted company of old. You men of Grail did see me to this day. I stand before you of flesh and bone, alive because you risked your lives for me. A word cannot my thanks express in kind. We march today into the jaws of fate. Our enemy lies in wait over this hill. If on the morrow Ashnard lives no more, my fondest dream is to among you walk and give you each my heartfelt thanks anew. Let not this dream dissolve into despair. We will defeat the dreaded King of Dan. We will reclaim this land we hold so dear. Lend me your strength. Lend me your weary hearts. Today we make our fate for good and all. One life can make a mark upon this world. One life can move the wheel of history. Be that one life. Fight well, fight brave. Fight true.
Where did that come from? That was magnificent. It seems the princess, too, has grown stronger. It's said we grow into the roles we're given, isn't it? Alencia will make a splendid queen. I'm sure you know. You know all kinds of queens in royalty. That's just what Nazar said. What? It's true. Stop it. Don't give me that. I can't believe what I just heard. Look. Nazar said it, right? Whew. That's a relief. I thought the world had gone mad. Stupid cat. Now you can say that again. All right, let's go. This ends today.
I'm ready.
I have everything I need. Very well, we're ready.
Say, Ike, this is the end of the end, you know? So rather than just giving orders, why don't you say a word too?
I think Princess Alencia said enough.
I want to hear what you have to say, brother. Father always did it, didn't he?
You want me to say something like Father would have done?
Uh-huh.
So you can speak or not speak to the army. I don't actually think this poses any kind of significant story change. I'm halfway minded to just say don't speak because I'm pretty sure I chose speak to the army in my recent Path of Radiance Let's Play. So, how about I choose don't speak? No, that's not me. I'm not going to do it.
What? How boring.
I'm perfectly happy being boring. Come on, it's time to go.
What else can we do? He's just being Ike, after all. I suppose we should go too.
I don't even know how exactly I'm supposed to pronounce that. Was that Mist being highly angry or something? Crimea Castle.
Attack! We're being attacked! The castle gate has fallen. The Crimean army cannot be stopped. It appears the end is near. Your Majesty, please use the rear gate and withdraw. We will cover your retreat. I am not leaving. But if we lose, Your Majesty, the Dayan royal bloodline itself will be lost. Are you saying I will lose? Is that what you wish to say? Of course not. However, our army is in dire straits. It is merely an act of prudence, your majesty. I humbly ask that you consider the continuance of the bloodline above all else. Of course, your judgment. The value of the 13th generation of Daeon's royal family is not so high to warrant to your pathetic display. I am Daeon. If I am to be destroyed, then let Daeon be destroyed with me. Your majesty, that's... I have no need for inconstant retainers. You are an obstacle. Away with you. But your majesty... My soul desires to rule through strength. The weak perish and the strong live on. This is the law of nature. It is the law the Blanker herself created when she forged this world. It appears that further conversation would only be a waste of time. In fact, so is this episode. I want to thank you for joining me. It is time to bid you a farewell. If you like my content, please upload and follow, or like and subscribe depending on your platform of choice. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.